I mean, there's a lot of conversation about AI, and I think the more we can get everyone involved and get everyone's voices heard so that we respect everybody's art and rights, and we build a really strong and amazing community. We're on the edge of something so exciting, and we want to build it to be the best for everyone.
Welcome to ImagineAI live podcast. And today we have a special guest, Meredith Collins, who is the CEO and co-founder of Hookist. Meredith, thank you for being on the show.
Hey, Chris. Nice to be here. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Great. We are here in monsoon season in New York City. So all good, very wet, but good.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm in the opposite side of the globe from you, and I'm in South Korea, and it's very cold here. It's still winter season. And
really?
So happy to be making this collaboration happen on two sides of the world. I'm running the ImagineAI live conference in Las Vegas 3 weeks from now, March 27th to 28th. And the day after that is the AI Music and Video Show Festival that is partnering with you and your company, Hookist. And the festival is going to be this awesome display of AI music video talent and bringing a lot of creators and producers in the AI music space together at a theater and in real life event. And we're going to have a contest and show off all these different works. And we're very happy to have you involved. And I'm wondering first if you could kind of explain to the viewers a little bit about yourself and how Hookist came to be.
Sure. So Hookist is a collaborative songwriting platform where music artists write original songs with their fans. My partner is a lifelong musician and a music producer, and I am a big goofy fan. I don't have a musical bone in my body, and music and like all artistic creation is kind of magical to me. Like I do have an artistic background. I was an actor for many years. I was also in the film industry, Local 600, IATSE, International Cinematographers Guild, camera person. But my partner, he would get up in the morning and go to the studio, and like we'd go about our days, and he'd come home and there'd be a song, and he'd be like, look what I did today. And it was far more impressive than what I did today. And like when I sat down and would listen, I'd be like, God, I don't know how you did it. To me, music is really magical, not least because I don't have any idea how to do it, but also because like, you capture people's emotions. And like, if you can be the person that 50,000 people sing along to your words, like it's pretty mind blowing, I think. And so he was at the time producing with Brad Roberts from the Crash Test Dummies. They've sold 13 million records. He has traveled around the world getting people to sing, like that's really nuts over and over and over. And at the time, streaming, it was becoming evident, like the artists were getting their $20 checks, right? For their 500,000 streams. And that was pretty disconcerting for artists who had sold, like Brad had sold, I think it was 13 million records in the 90s. That all cost $19.99. So to get a $20 check for 500,000 streams was quite shocking. And it became very clear that artists needed a new income stream. And at the same time, social media, I won't tell you which artist, but about the most famous, could hardly be more rock royalty, huge. And this was at the time that you get free downloads. So he had a new record coming out. And if you played Ring Around the Rosie with him online, like an animated version of him online, you would get a free download. And like this rock god and Ring Around the Rosie, to me, it did not like compute. And it also seemed like, oh my God, that's what this guy has to do to stay relevant. Like, what's going to happen to the rest of us, So at the same time, it became very clear that artists needed not only a new income stream, but a new way to engage with their fans, like in an authentic and meaningful way. And so we sat at our corner bar and we thought about a million different ways to use social media to, connect with fans and create a new income stream. And eventually we came out with like, what's more authentic than writing a song with your fans? And that's essentially what we do. Artists come up with a theme for the song. They invite their fans on a little video to write a song about, our first song was about traveling in space with Brad from the Dummies. And fans submitted what they thought would make the best first line. People vote, they comment, they cheer each other on. It's a very social experience. And the great thing is, like, before we even knew the platform was live, because like they go live in different places at different times, even though you push it live once. By the time we saw it in New York, people had already built profile pages. They were submitting lyrics. They were voting and commenting. And by day 2, people were paying to participate. So it's a pretty awesome way to launch. And we've written like about 45 songs now, many of them for good causes. And now we have 2 songs that are being used for these amazing AI music video creations at the festival.
That's so cool. Yeah, it is a great idea. I've never thought of that, as a possibility before. And it's a great way to crowdsource the talent and the ideas from your fan base. When was Hookist created?
The first one was a number of years ago. We did a series of like one-offs, like I'm an actor and my partner's a music producer. The tech space, we really had no idea what the heck we were doing. So, we just were lucky enough to have a real rock star, and we raised the money, a good chunk of money, and we were able to build the thing because someone else we knew was a huge music fan and did it as a passion project. He had a digital agency and a team, like they were the junior team, but they were ready to move up. So he gave this to them. And they ran with it and they built us an incredible platform. And then they got bought by a public company. So they couldn't really do this passion project at the cut rate that they were giving us. So then we were flung out into the world and we had to raise more money. So it was a series of one-offs. And then just recently we raised another round. This is really, we're now realizing our original vision, which was like an online songwriting festival where there's many different artists writing, from different genres, different age groups, different languages, even writing original songs with their fans all at the same time. So you might come for 21 Pilots, but then you discover the Spin Doctors or you discover Gilberto Gil or whoever, we can just have lots of different artists. So it's a place for artists to grow their income streams and fan bases and connect with fans in a really authentic way. And then for fans to have a creative outlet and get insight into the creative process of their favorite artist, but at the same time, discovering new music. So kind of all boats rise. And then when we do them for charity, it's like an even better vibe.
Great. And can you tell me about the charity that you're involved with?
So our only rule at Hookist is that we have no rules. Everything is up to the artist. Like we're truly there in service of the song. The artist at the end of the day chooses the lyrics that they want to be a part of it. They can tweak them. They can do really whatever they want. And they can choose what charity they want to be a part of. And we don't even tell them, like, if you don't want to be a part of a charity, that's totally fine. But we've raised money. We just finished a collaboration with Morgan Miles for Music Cares, which is the Grammy Foundations. We have a partnership with them, raising money for them. We've raised money for Make-A-Wish. We did one with Paul Williams, who's the president of ASCAP, a group called Facing Addiction. And that was headline. It was a concert and rally they were doing at the base of the Washington Monument in DC. There were 10,000 people there and we had the lyrics on a Jumbotron. And so the song was opening the concert, which was headlined by Steven Tyler, Sheryl Crow, and Joe Walsh. And our song opened it. People are singing along and it was pretty amazing. You can imagine, like, addiction. It was a charged emotional atmosphere. People were there either because they had already, they'd struggled with addiction. They were currently experiencing that, or they lost someone to addiction. So it was really emotional and very beautiful. And, the song's amazing. We did another one for suicide prevention with Alex Boyer. I think I said Make-A-Wish. That was an incredible one that we premiered at the Country Music Hall of Fame with Kelsey Kulik. She was just nominated for 5 huge awards in Canada. She has a #1 single there right now called Love Me Like an Outlaw. You should check her out. And she's gorgeous, but she had spent her entire high school career totally bald fighting cancer. So Make-A-Wish is very important to her, giving wishes to kids that are fighting the same illness that she had, or any illness really, but giving them a wish and something to hope for. So that song, and it's called She's a Fighter, which is a really great song as well. So all those songs, we a lot more, like Donate Life America, a ton more. But we're open to whatever charity an artist wants to support.
The lyric process, can you explain that a little bit of how the fans are choosing or crowdsourcing the lyrics for the artist?
Yeah. So, I mean, the artist is really actively involved. Basically, they come up with a theme for the song. As I said, they shoot a little iPhone video. And so the whole experience is about behind the scenes, right? So it's not a produced fancy video. They have a glam team or anything. Sometimes it's literally like with Ellen from the Crash Test Dummies. She got out of bed in the morning, came to her computer with a cup of coffee in her bathrobe, fully must sleep bedhead, just said, "Hey guys, I'm looking at your lyrics. I love this one." So basically what happens is they come up with a theme for the song. They invite fans to submit what they think would make the best first line in the song. People vote. They do it on our platform, Hookist.com. They vote, they comment, they cheer each other on. You can invite your friends to vote for you. You can post them on your lyrics on social media. Everything that every other social network kind of have that. But then the artist also comes and votes and cheers the people on, gives them a little feedback sometimes if she's like, this is kind of a dark song. I'd like it to be, more uplifting or something. Whatever. And after a couple of days or a week, usually it's once a week, the artist comes back and takes a look at the lyrics that have been submitted and chooses a winner. And then they shoot a little video. Sometimes we do it live on all the streaming on some platform or all the platforms or whatever is allowed at the time. They give shout outs. They give insight into why they're choosing the lyric that they're choosing. And then they say, "Hey, Chris, I've got your lyric right here. I love it. And I'm going to use it for the first line in the song." And then they pull out their guitar or they sit down at their piano and they sing. They go, "I have this idea for a melody. What do you guys think?" And so they share like this new idea just on guitar, nothing fancy. And of course, if this is your favorite artist, your head's going to explode when you see like Mick Jagger singing a lyric that you wrote. Even if you don't like Mick Jagger, I think you'd freak out.
Definitely would freak out.
Yeah, I would freak out too. Then people share that video and then they submit what they think would make the best second line building on your line. So it's a little bit like the telephone game, if you ever played that growing up, where you like whisper something to one person and then they build on your story and it goes around. So it takes place over a course of 6 to 8 weeks where each week the artist chooses a new winning lyric and then we submit a new round of lyrics based on what's already been established.
Yeah, very cool, very fun and authentic idea. Fun for the artist, fun for the fan community, and a good way to stay present on social media and keep your fan base involved. For the Imagine AI live conference with partnership with the AI Music Video Festival that's happening on Friday, March 29th. And I'll just tell you the story of how we met Tony Rose and Laura Brugioni. So Tony and Laura saw that we were doing this one of its kind AI conference. They were like, "Hey, why don't you guys have like a AI music video festival alongside with it?" And we checked out their channels and what they were doing, and seeing all these cool videos come out of the AI music video space, it was kind of a no-brainer for us to tap into the creative community more, where our conference is focused on the business side of it and how businesses can use AI to be more productive and be more efficient. And a lot of artists and creators are using AI to do amazing things as well. And so it's just kind of a blending of this kind of business and creative world that we were happy to be a part of. And so Tony and Laura got a theater together, got this whole plan of having kind of like, I like to call it like the Oscars of AI music videos, because there's going to be winners and everything, and good prizes too, which will be announced very soon. Could you tell us a little bit about the festival and your partnership with Tony and Laura and AI music video?
Yeah, sure. I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, I've already seen do you call it footage? I guess so. I don't know. It's like my background is like real, like film. I used to carry 1,000 feet of film up a mountain. Much easier, with at least less physically taxing now with AI. I've seen some of the videos and my God, they're pretty amazing. So I met Tony through someone that really loves Lit Reezy and is a big supporter of his, introduced us to Tony and also introduced Lit Reezy to Tony. So Lit Reezy is a great, really lovely hip hop artist who he just dropped an amazing new song the other day, but he gave the festival an unreleased song. So it's kind of cool. That's really what we're doing. We provided 2 songs and Litreezy provided an unreleased one. Our 2 songs are released, but they were written by the entire world, essentially. I mean, that's the idea, is people submit lines, people really from around the world submit little scraps of ideas, and the artist chooses winners and puts them together. And so the first song that we partnered with Morgan Miles, she wrote this song with us during the first summer of the pandemic, when like every week there was a crazy new thing in the news of like mind-blowing proportions, and we're all locked in our houses. So it was really about the weirdest time in the world, certainly in the last 100 years. And the song literally chronicles everything that happened, but it's called Contagious. And the hook of the song is Make Love Contagious. So it touches on all the pretty scary and disconcerting and weird things that happened that summer, but it lifts you up. And I don't know if you are familiar with her, but she is a powerhouse singer. She just came off like an incredible run on The Voice, where she was really the critics' darling, really considered the top. She sang Leonard Cohen's Alleluia for her blind audition. She got a 4-chair turn and 1 block, which is kind of unheard of. And Blake Shelton blocked his wife, Gwen Stefani, which seems pretty funny. And she just every single week blew the fans away, and with her incredible pipes. And she's a really soul country pop, I think. And then this song is just an anthemic, crazy. It blow the roof off.
And so she created a song using Hookist and her fan community. And so this song's been submitted to the AI Music Video Festival. And then the AI music video producers, all these AI creators that know the different software and tools to make the prompts, and will make videos to submit for the festival. And there will be awards to the ones that are voted the best.
I'm not sure exactly how the prizes are working, but the artists are definitely involved in the choosing of the winners. I mean, I guess with all the songs, we chose them for the purpose of really great visuals. Like Litreezy's song has amazing visuals. You can imagine Morgan's song has incredible visuals. And The Impossible Kings is the 3rd artist that you can create a music video for. And that's amazing harmonies, and it's called Rise Up Again. And it's another good vibe song about lifting people up, supporting people coming together. Really great visuals. I think the festival is going to be incredible. I mean, what I've seen so far, my God, they're so talented. And I just have to say, like, a giant shout out and thank you to James at Brain Fever. Have you seen the incredible what they did with the sphere? They put our logo on the sphere, and it's a mind blower, right? And your logo too.
I was like, this is brilliant, and I need to share this immediately with our logo on the Las Vegas sphere.
And what's funny is last year, I hadn't been to Vegas in a long time. And last year I was there for a conference, and my room faced the sphere. I got there and I was like, what is this black thing? Because it was just black then. It hadn't opened yet. And, it's just like the incredible mountains, but there's this giant black thing. It was perfectly framed in my window. And then the next morning, the sun was rising behind it, and that was pretty amazing. And then that afternoon, it was green. And the next day, it was purple. And I was like, oh my God, I was really fascinated by this thing. And I kept posting it on social media. And then when I got that video, I was like, how did you know I love the sphere? It was really crazy, but I love it. That video is amazing. And just judging by Brain Fever, James's talent, it's incredible. I think what they're going to do is amazing with these songs.
Yeah, definitely. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Impossible Kings?
Yes, Impossible Kings actually is my partner, Terry Durkash, and his musical partner, Brendan Hamilton. They are New York City natives. Well, really, they're native sons here because they live here, but Terry's from Winnipeg, Canada, where the Crash Test Dummies are from. That's how they know each other, and they've been lifelong friends. And Brendan is from Buffalo, New York, but they are big here in the New York scene. We're going to be at the festival Wednesday and Thursday, but they were booked on a show Friday. So we're actually missing our own festival in Vegas on Friday night. We're hoping to stream in, But we'll be there for Wednesday and Thursday because I think Wednesday night there's a special event as well, like showing some of the videos, I think.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Impossible Kings, they were nice enough to do when we built a lot of new features. You know, when we raised this new round, we built all these new features allowing us to expand the platform to have many artists at the same time. They did our beta because like our first time putting any new technology out, we didn't really know we were supposed to do it in private or at least call it a beta. And we're just lucky that it all worked fine. But so the second time around, we realized, okay, maybe we'll call it a beta to just take the pressure off since we now knew that we were complete idiots the first time. And so they did our beta and that song was just incredible. And it's gotten a lot of attention here. A lot of good vibes. We have some amazing people on the record and it's also got incredible visuals. So that was really why we wanted to do it.
So have the lyrics and the songs have been released, like available for these AI creators to start creating?
Yeah. They have the lyrics. I mean, Rise Up Again, the Impossible Kings song, and Contagious by Morgan Miles are out on Spotify. Like you can listen to them now on any streaming service. And then on our platform, you can see the lyrics of any of the songs we've written. And you can also hear and sometimes see the artists perform them. There's like a section on our website called Our Songs, and you can listen to all of them. You can see the videos, you know, like with the one I told you with Paul Williams and Steven Tyler and Sheryl Crow, that video's there. The one from the Country Music Hall of Fame, they're all there. So you can listen to them. Those are public, out, released. And then Lit Reezy's is not yet released. So it's a pretty cool thing too. And, you know, he's got a very interesting vibe and he also is a big supporter of mental health. So all three of these songs are good vibes, good energy, supporting people coming together. And that's really what I hope this festival makes people feel is good.
Yeah, definitely. And bringing people together, that's a big theme of this conference as well, because so much of the AI community is all just online, all on Twitter or these various social media platforms. And everyone's looking at each other's work, commenting on each other's work, but nobody's meeting in real life. And we want this to be in real life gathering of enthusiasts. And the festival is going to be the really cool way to end the whole week and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's really neat. I think I've been really moved by the AI community, how supportive everyone is. Like, you know, James from Brain Fever did that to support the community and to support our festival and your conference. And there's been a lot of other people writing to us saying, you know, how great this is and bringing people together and just that it is about good energy. And I've been really moved by people supporting other people's work. Dustin Hollywood, I saw his video today. Shout out, man. It's amazing. I've seen a lot of really great work. So it's neat. And I love it's a community. Like, and that's the interesting thing, don't you think? Like, that's what people say about Hookist. They say it's the internet, but it's actually like a really intimate experience, which you wouldn't think, but it is. And somehow like these people in the AI community have built a tight space for people and it's their friends and they're supporting each other and they're from around the world. They don't know each other. And it's really cool that you're bringing them together in real life. We
had this competition for designing our logo, and it's going to be unveiled at the conference because this is the first conference we're planning to do it every year. And we crowdsourced it, used Hive 3 to find these artists. They already have like an established community of AI enthusiasts. And there were something like 40 different applicants that we looked through, and they created this like kind of color board of logo with other stills that we could use. And it was very difficult to choose, but some of the people, like you were saying, it's very global. So one of the winners was in Bali, and we're flying them out to the conference. Definitely an international community. And it's going to be fun to see everybody that shows up and can make it to Las Vegas. Some of our speakers are flying in from Thailand, a lot of people from Europe. So it's going to be a very international event as well. It's awesome. I think it's great. I think it's really great. And I think it's really important to be inclusive like that. And especially that you guys have brought in the entertainment arts field. I mean, there's a lot of conversation about AI. And I think the more we can get everyone involved and get everyone's voices heard so that we respect everybody's art and rights, and we build a really strong and amazing community. We're on the edge of something so exciting, and we want to build it and to be the best for everyone. Yeah, definitely. We're thinking year 2 of generative AI, where ChatGPT made the big announcement of ChatGPT 3.5 and how everyone had access to this and kind of had their brains blown that they could ask any question and get succinct answers. And it was your personal kind of advisor at your fingertips. And then all this artistic stuff coming out with the images and now videos. And it is really crazy to think what's going to be possible for creators and for people in the future. What are your thoughts for the future of AI in the music industry?
Well, I think it is a complicated conversation for sure. And I know there are a lot of people that are really uncomfortable. I mean, but you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And this is amazing. I mean, if you think about this, everything that AI can do, I mean, we think about it in terms of medicine and I mean, just in every facet, it's going to be pretty incredible.
It's changing every industry. It's here. It's getting exponentially better. This kind of wave that it is a new phase shift in humanity where it's just like computers and the smartphone, and AI is going to change every industry.
You know, Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you see he put out this video the other day of, I think he was in an airport where this guy says to him, hey, you know, you're Gary V. I saw that video where you said that AI is going to be awesome. And he goes, yeah, I did. And he goes, well, you're a piece of like people are scared and they definitely don't know enough about it. And I think in the music industry, people are scared. I mean, it's happening with or without us. And if you put your head in the sand, you get no voice. And right now, like that's really one of the reasons we wanted to be involved is that we wanted to have a voice. We wanted to represent artists' rights and say like, okay, if we're using in this festival, we're using only Creative Commons video because we're respecting the rights of other artists. So Tony talked a lot about like AI artists and artists respect other artists' works. And that's, you know, where we really wanted to start respecting the work of other people. And then, you know, like, it's all that good energy that is a wonderful circle that we keep pushing forward. And if we have a say from the beginning, like I think of Napster, right? Artists did not participate in what happened there. But that wasn't like bad people. That was people that loved music, trying to share music, you know, and wanting to share and get more music and share it. But they loved music. I don't really think they thought they were going to bankrupt many artists. You know, that was not the plan. Like, at least I don't think so. But artists weren't involved in that. So here, if we can have artists involved in the beginning stages of this, we can build it in a way that it serves everybody, you know, and like lifts everybody up, because that's why AI is exciting, because it lifts everybody, because it has this power to lift us up versus I don't think anybody wants it to destroy humanity.
No, of course not. And we have to be just like the internet brought about all these good things, but there's also the bad things that humans can use it for. That's going to be similar to AI. And we just have to be pushing for the good things and making the good things more available and accessible, and then putting stop gaps on the bad things and making sure that nobody's paying attention to that. And, you know, it's going to get wild. Music videos is an example. So maybe there are musicians, artists listening to this podcast that have a song that they created, and to produce a music video could cost a lot of money, takes a lot of time. And one of the AI can be a huge unlock for them in that they can generate a cool, or hire somebody to generate a cool music video that they can put out there for people that goes along with their music. That's what's going to be the time and money saver. And the use case for AI is that it saves everybody money and time, and it kind of democratizes people's ability to showcase themselves. And just like Napster disrupted the game for all these big top Billboard music artists, and kind of they lost for everyone, and Spotify changed everything too. But you could say that it's allowed the discoverability of new artists to become more available.
Yes, this is where we get into like really complicated. And this is why artists need to be involved in the conversation early on. Because if you look at what Spotify is, who is making money off Spotify? Even Taylor Swift is making a fraction of what she would have been making before this, but it's because artists weren't involved in the conversation. Even songwriters. How do you build a platform that's selling songs and not credit the songwriters until like 3 years ago? You can see that's a problem, and that songwriters make the least. I think it's like 0.00068, or maybe it's changed recently, but it's a tiny amount. And I think it's really too small. Like artists no longer make money from music. they make money from touring. So that's what we want now, is to say like, okay, people's likenesses, whatever. It's a complicated conversation. I don't have the answers. I just know I want to be involved in the journey from the beginning so that I can learn more, because I definitely don't know enough. And I'm really excited about coming to the conference to learn and, see how it affects everything and see how we can shape this so that, there is a serious conversation about likenesses and people's voices, and it's going to be an interesting ride. And I think when everyone's voice is involved from the beginning, it's a better thing than when they're not.
I'm right with you there. Taking somebody else's likeness, and that's not good. And like these AI songs where it's like Kanye West's voice and it's just somebody's writing the lyrics and it's like Kanye West is rapping. It's crazy to listen to, but I don't know if I'd be putting that on my playlist and be like, oh yeah, this is the AI generated Kanye West.
Well, when it gets good though, are people even going to know the difference? That's the thing. Like, they didn't even know the Joe Biden thing. It's just, I have no answers at all.
Yeah, these deepfakes are going to be crazy. The thing that I see is that it really comes down to your online presence and like where this source is coming from. Because I think everyone's getting a little bit more like, is that real? Was that even real? Like, and that's what AI is putting into this question. Is like, did somebody actually write that or AI generated? And it's like the profile of who's distributing it. Does it have that blue check mark? Like, is this actually the official account? Is this actually coming from the artist themselves, or is it put out by some third party site that it's just, or on Reddit or something? Very interesting. But then the other thing is these live performances. Like you said, that's been turned into the revenue generator for so many of these artists, is going on tour or doing live shows. And you would think that that is going to be more so the case. That's the for sure way that AI can't mess with that, because you're actually physically in a location performing your talent and getting the benefits from that directly. And AI can't mess with that. So that's good.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting. Kiss has done a whole thing with, I don't even know what this technology is, but Kiss has supposedly, they're no longer going on tour, but they have these, I don't know if it's anime. I don't know what it is, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Holograms, like holograms on stage of them.
Is that what it is? And they're going to tour.
Yeah, it's like the IP. It's like, once you get a name and a brand for yourself, it's like Kiss is an IP now. Like, I don't know who the players are, but I know Kiss, and I can imagine their face makeup with their crazy guitars.
Yeah. They did it they had their final show at Madison Square Garden, and their characters were there, on screen, and it was amazing. You can imagine like what they'll do inside the Sphere. It's going to be a trippy world.
I think people need to wake up to the realization that we all have this digital doppelganger of ourselves, like this digital representation of who we are via these social media platforms. And you and I are talking here. I know you're a real person with many nuances and complexities, and the same with me. But then there's just what we put online and how we represent ourselves. That's also this thing that's being built, this image, and it's us, but it's not us. It's a version of us. But that thing is the thing that can scale past to where we are in physical, our rooms where we are now. And because we're doing this podcast, it's going to be out on YouTube. We'll hopefully make some cool clips of it. It'll be seen by thousands of people. And so that like representation of who we are is out there, and that every person is essentially a brand, and you have to kind of manage that brand.
That's a really fascinating thing that you just said. I think I got it. I really have been meaning to make a video, or I know nothing about AI. I really want to learn though, but it'd be really interesting to like make the prompts be about like what your social media says about you, and see what character it creates for you versus like you would say of yourself and maybe what your friends would say of you. It'd be really interesting to see like all the different yous and the perception of you.
Yeah, it gets into many different layers, a little inception of social media there.
I think it's really exciting.
It's definitely really exciting. It's just kind of like a brave new world. And it's interesting, how do we raise our kids and the newer generations in this atmosphere? They're figuring it out themselves. And I grew up without smartphones, but the generation below me, everyone had smartphones in high school and stuff. And how does that change your development and your understanding of this like digital avatar that you have and digital representation you have? And you have to be careful, but at the same time, it's a powerful tool too, and it allows you to scale yourself more than just in the physical world. So
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's what we talk about with brands. We're actually expanding to give Hookist to brands, where you could sponsor a global songwriting collaboration for a launch of some new product, or you can, how brands have events where they also have musical performances. If you want to sell more tickets to your events, you could sponsor a collaboration at Hookist for a charity if you want, and then have the world premiere of the song at your event. And with the brands, I think it's a really interesting thing what you can do with that, because if you sponsor a live event, you're limited by time and space. You can only have the number of people that fit in the room and the amount of time that you have the room for. But with Hookist, we can fit everyone in the entire world, really. God willing, we don't crash, but we can fix that. And it takes place over 6 to 8 weeks, and you can do it again and again. So it's like it opens up, the online world opens up everything, and that's really also brings me to something else that I thought was really fascinating in this. Some people, and it's interesting how the analog world and the AI world are kind of alike. There are certain types of people that want parameters, right? And so there were some people when we launched Hookist that wanted rules and wanted to know what kind of lyrics, Brad from the Dummies wanted. And does it need to be happy or sad? And is this a ballad, or what exactly is this? And we'd be like, it's up to you. That's the great thing about this is we're writing a song about traveling in space, whatever that means to you. And people are freaking out, oh my God, I need parameters. And then the same thing with this AI festival. People wanted rules, and they're like, does he want it to be this kind of video? Should it be goth, or should it be, whatever? They wanted some parameters. And we were like, no, that's the cool thing about AI, right? It puts the world at your fingertips. This is every artist's dream. You don't have to go to the North Pole in the freezing cold and carry a 120-pound camera up an iceberg. You can do it. The world is your oyster. And so go have at it. But it's easier with parameters. And right now, you could just do whatever you want. And that's why we're really excited to see these videos, because what does this song mean to you? It's going to be so cool to see. How does the song feel to all these different people? I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yep. AI has definitely broken a lot of parameters. Now you can just prompt yourself at the top of that iceberg with your video scene in front of you. Well, Meredith, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I'm so looking forward to meeting you in Las Vegas. And it's incredible what you're doing with Hookist. And I can't wait to see what these AI creators come up with at the AI Music Video Festival.
Me too. Thank you so much. This is a really cool thing that you guys are doing. And I think it's really awesome to bring everybody together in real life. And I'm so excited to meet you too.
Great. I'll see you in Vegas.
All right. See you in Vegas. Ciao.
Are you a podcaster? Do you appreciate the power of AI to make your life more productive? Well, do I have the tool for you? ImagineAI is a company that streamlines all your post-production needs. It honestly saves me an hour or two of work every episode, and it gives me tons of ideas for marketing and social media posts. Go over to podcastai.com now to see for yourself.